Okay, how will the workshop conducted? Use the downloaded videos, download the zip file, unzip it, will create a folder spoken, locate within spoken file index.html. Let me see if I think I have already downloaded. Let me just check. All right, so let me see whether, I'm not sure whether I have R or something else. Post category, there's a different one. So what I can do is, let me just see, schedule is there, CD link for your reference. Okay. So you would have got this, of course, it's a 225 MB. You were given enough time to download. Let me see if I can, yeah, it's almost downloaded, about half a minute. Let it download, then I'll show you what to do with it. Okay. So let me just go here. So it will download. Of course, in your computer, it may look different. You might have a different kind of file manager. I'm using a Mac, so it looks slightly different. There will be a file called index.html. So you should open it with Firefox or Chrome. Internet Explorer, especially older versions, may give some trouble. So if you have a problem, just check. If you have a problem in video playing, you check. You may not have opened it in, you might have opened it in some browser that doesn't work properly. Change the browser. It should work better. So let me open it in Firefox. Okay. So let me.
Sir, it says it may have been moved.
Who?
Sir Miso Mujit.
You may have moved it. If you have moved it, then kya karega? You just see where it is supposed to be downloaded. It should be there.
Or I opened that index file, the .html file, and it says from Chrome that it may have been moved, edited, or deleted.
All right. So what I suggest is, you please, somebody will help you. Somebody will help you. So we'll resolve it. For most people, it is working, right? For example, I just downloaded in front of you, right?
Yes, it's already downloaded, but for some
reason. I know,
reason,
please, somebody will help you. Somebody will help you, and let's not disturb other people because of this. Is there anybody else who has this problem? Soumyajit has this problem. Is there anybody else who has this problem? See, Soumyajit, nobody else has this problem. So we will help you offline. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So let's go here. So let me close this. I don't need this. So located within the spoken tutorial file, index.html. See, for example, so these are the two things I'm actually going to use. Okay, that's why I'm opening both. So locate within the file, spoken file, index.html. Open it with Chrome or Firefox, not with Internet Explorer. Some of the recent browsers in Windows also work. Okay, but some old Internet Explorer doesn't work. So you have to be careful about that. You were asked to
fix it.
Yeah. So there are 3 tutorials that you may want to listen. Side-by-side method. Actually, we have not given specific time right now. In case you are downloaded, in case you followed the instructions, you could have done this, but even if you didn't do this, it is okay. What we are going to do is to spend some time. Side-by-side method, I will just show you right now. You're asked to watch 3 tutorials. Okay, let's go here. Okay, so what you will do is, you see this R here? Can you see on the top? R. So select R. Okay, R is selected. Select language. Of course, here we have given only English, but on our website, we have various languages. All the languages that you all speak, whatever you mentioned today, all those language dubbing are available. So you can actually use them for your students, for example. In case you go back to your institution and you want to use it in your language, you can do that. So let me choose English.
Professor Kannan, may I interrupt for a minute?
Yeah.
So there is a good thing also, means otherwise these points will go. See, learning English is very important. Okay. So what you can say is that your student can go to the local language and then they can see the English video too. And then they can also realize that how this English translation and this thing is there. So they can learn English also by looking at Not only the R or the other softwares, they can also learn English by looking at this translation also. Okay.
Yeah, it's a good point. In fact, we when we went to teach in BA, BSc, BCom colleges, many colleges were in rural areas and the students were not fluent. Okay, so they had to learn the subject matter. Number one, number two, they have to improve their English. Both are required. So what we normally recommend is to learn in their mother tongue first, and after doing that, go and listen to the English version. It will improve the English also. Okay. So, Professor Radin, thank you. Thanks for pointing out. It's a very good point. So then, after you choose R and English, you have to submit. Okay. Then you have all the tutorials coming here, right? So what you will do is you will say, suppose you want to learn Introduction to R, and you have to learn in this series, in this sequence. Actually, the sequence is also mentioned in the schedule. If you recall, let me see if I can open this schedule. For example, here you say, using the R script, Introduction to R Studio. So here it is, Introduction to R Studio. Introduction to R Studio is here. Then you will say Introduction to R script. By the way, you're not doing all of this. After R Studio, you will do R script, then working directories in R Studio. Look at this 6, 7, 8. Follow the order given in the schedule. Okay, don't follow the order given here. Here the order seems to be slightly different. Okay. So somebody will give a link for this schedule on the chat. You can actually go and so you will have access to it. And then importing merge data, merging and importing data and practice problem. It's given here somewhere. Okay. Where is it? Importing. Have you, yeah, merging and importing data. I think this is what it is. Okay. It is called import and merge, but this is the same thing, merging and importing data. So anyway, this is something that you can follow. So let me go back to the, okay, select FOSS category R, select language English, click submit, you have done that. Follow the side-by-side method. So what do? Suppose you say that I want to do Introduction to R Studio. So I have opened it. Then this is what it says, select the video to watch, shrink the size of the video. Okay, shrink it like this. Okay, bring it to one side. Then what do? Video on one side, R Studio on other side. Okay, you need to open R Studio. So I have R Studio here. Okay, let me open it. Okay, looks like it is not installing. Ah, there it is. Okay, I have R Studio here. Okay, now what am I supposed to do? You already know what to do. You listen to one command here. You play this. Okay.
Welcome to this tutorial.
Listen to it, watch one instruction, then come back here and then practice it. So do this side by side, keep the spoken tutorial or the video on one side of the screen and R Studio itself on the other side of the screen. And you don't have to do Control Tab, don't change the slides, don't change anything, just do one thing at a time, you will be all right. Okay, it reduces cognitive overload as I already mentioned. Okay, watch one command at a time and practice. If it doesn't work, rewind and practice because it is created for self-learning. And next thing that you have to do is make a copy of the code file. So where is the code file? Let me see if there is a code file here. Okay, there is no code file here. Some of them don't have code files. So let's say, so that is Introduction to R Studio. Let's see whether we have, okay, let's see Introduction to Data Frames in R. Okay. So in this, if you go down, oh, this also doesn't have, hold on. Basics of R.
Sir, you can check later.
Okay. Should I take this indexing and slicing?
Yes,
data
sir.
frames?
Yeah.
Okay. No, there it is. So you have a code file. So what will happen is this tutorial requires a file. Okay. This tutorial requires a file. So you have to open it. So I have to make it available to you so that whatever, because remember the pedagogy, whatever the tutorial says, you have to do it. Whatever the tutorial says, it says open a file, you have to open it on your computer, right? If it says, compile this, you have to compile it. Whatever this says, so obviously whatever we do in the video should be made doable by you. So if I open a data file, you should have it. So that is given through this code file section, right? So what do? We are saying, please use this. Don't type it from here. Don't type it from the screen. That file is given to you. You must open it. Why? It reduces typing mistakes. Otherwise, instead of an underscore, you may put a minus sign, it may stop working. Instead of putting a semicolon, you may put a colon, it may stop working. Various things like this. It reduces typing mistakes. It gives the same environment as in the video. And this is extremely important. Please make a copy of the extracted file. You must make a copy. Don't use it directly. Why I want you to make a copy? That is because sometimes you think you have copied, but you have not copied. Because in Windows, sometimes it gives us the impression that you have downloaded, but you have not downloaded. It is still in the archive. It is still in the zip folder. So you must make a copy. Now, if you try to copy something that is not extracted, you will know immediately. It will complain. Look, you cannot copy. That file doesn't exist. If you can't even copy, obviously you cannot use it. You know that you have made a mistake. So you must make a copy of the extracted file. Okay. So this will ensure that the files are extracted, and you can also use the original to make additional copies. Supposing you made a mistake, right? So you don't have to download, you don't have to extract, you just have it, you already have it, you just make another copy, right? Whenever you make a mistake, make another copy, start using it, okay? And by the way, our tutorials are only 10-minute duration. So that means that code file has to be used only for 10 minutes. So you made a mistake, no problem. You make another copy, use it for 5 minutes, 6 minutes, up to 10 minutes. Okay, that tutorial is gone. Go to the next tutorial. If it has code file, use that code file now. Okay. And then you have to check the forum for previous discussions. Okay, so now I have come to the next level. How are we going to interact? Okay, I told you that we will talk about pedagogy in creation, pedagogy in use, and pedagogy in interaction. Because if there are 100 people, 10 people have doubts, then we can answer only a few people at a time. Even if we have many tutors, many TAs, we will not be able to help you simultaneously. So we have come up with a method to handle that so that you don't have to wait long. Okay, how do we do that? We say do it through the forum. Okay, all of you must register in the forum. After Professor Radhen speaks, I would want to check. In fact, Smita should check that. Make sure that everybody has registered for forum. Even if it takes 10 minutes, that's okay. Okay, let them register. And even if you have to push some tutorial, we have a lot of time. We can push some tutorial because we must understand the pedagogy. We must do this properly. Otherwise, there will be chaos. A lot of people will be raising questions. They'll be speaking and so on. We don't want that to happen. You don't want to disturb other people, right? So, and while discussion, please keep your mic muted, and you should put it on chat so that we will follow it, because we don't want to, it's like saying, imagine a class with 100 people and there is one person who has a problem. That person has difficulty. I don't know how to do 1 + 1. Okay. Imagine that person using a mic and addressing everybody. I have difficulty doing 1 + 1. So what will happen? Other people will say, well, I already know it. Why is this person disturbing me? Okay. More than that, this person who is asking this question may also feel, why am I speaking in a mic? Remember, this is mic. Whatever I speak, you can understand. Whatever Somyajit spoke, everybody could hear, right? So you don't want to tell certain things that are sometimes very simple. And once you point out, then you say, huh, of course, every question should be asked, every question should be answered. Because until you know the answer, it is a difficult one, right? So you need the answer. At the same time, it may be a very simple one and somebody can point out quickly. So because of that, we use the forum. Okay, let me use the forum now. Okay, I think let me open the other browser. Here it is. Okay, so let me go to forums. So for accessing this page, you need internet connection. Only for this page, you need internet connection. For learning R, you don't need internet connection because you're using offline version. I forgot to show you because you see this here. This is what I showed you, right? Remember this? This is what we had, 3 things, and then we selected R. We went to this page, but look at the URL on this page. It'll say file, right? It'll say file because it is coming from a file, not from HTTP, not from HTTPS. Okay. So this, all the video learning will happen through offline version, but only for question and answer, you have to go to forums. So, so how do we do this? Smita, you can put the link for this, forums.spoken-tutorial.org, so that people can access it. And here you have to, in order to ask questions, you have to log in, but otherwise it is not required. Okay, at this point, I have not logged in. Let me just see if I can locate R tutorials, questions already asked on R. Here it is, right? There it is. So we view previously asked questions. So there are lots of questions already asked, right? In fact, you can see there are more than 200 discussions that have already taken place, right? So, so how do you, because it's difficult, because 220 questions, I want to know whether my question is already asked. So for example, if you have a question on, let's say pipe operator, because this is something that you are going to do. So let me click this, look at this lens here. Let me zoom it. Next to pipe operator, there is a lens. If I click this, all the questions asked on pipe operator will come. Okay, let me take another one. Let me take aesthetic mapping in ggplot2. By the way, you're going to do this. So if I click this, you have a lot of questions. So once again, there may be a lot of questions. If you click minutes, it will arrange all of them in chronological fashion. The question, so you're in R, okay, and then aesthetic mapping. By the way, you can click this also. If you click next to the lens next to R, it will give all the tutorials in R, okay, and then let me see where are we doing aesthetic mapping. So let's go to aesthetics. This is using some other package. Operations on matrices, and let's take this for a change. If I click this, oh, it has a lot of questions. So and notice that these are not in any particular order, but if I click this minutes, it will arrange them. So these are as per the place where this doubt comes in this tutorial at this time. In our spoken tutorials, in operations on matrices and data frames, between 8-minute and 9-minute, and between 40-second and 50-second, in the tutorial, somebody had a question. So they can post a question. And let's click this, adding multiple data frames. They have asked a question. Okay. So this person has asked this question. First, I performed RBIND to add new data, and I have this difficulty. I also attached my code. So this person says, please send us exact error which you are encountering. So this person has given error. This is the error. Okay, and then Smita has answered it. See this? This kind of discussion happens. So this is very nice because the moment you have a question, you post it. And our people are monitoring. And they will come and answer all these questions. But only thing you have to remember is in order to ask a question, you have to log in. I'll come to that shortly. But what I'm saying is now at this point, what I'm saying is this discussion may already be useful to somebody. Already somebody asked, already somebody answered, and that is useful to you. It solves your problem. You don't even have to ask any question. You don't have to post it in chat and wait for your turn. Why do you have to wait for your turn? Okay. There are 100 people in the class. Nowadays, class sizes are huge. Some classes have even 200 students, especially programming, computer science classes, first year computer science classes, huge, 200 students. I have a doubt the teacher takes half an hour to come to me. Okay, I cannot blame the teacher because the teacher is answering somebody other, some other people. So many people, right? So as a result, it is better if it is already answered, you can quickly understand. If it is not answered, you have to post a question. So let me go back to the presentation. Okay, you get immediate answers. No need to wait, right? Even if the class is large. And you must ask the questions on forum. You can post it in chat, Zoom ka chat, but then that will be forgotten, right? Tomorrow you might have the same question. You may want to access the answer given by the TA. If it is on the forum, it's available, right? So it is in your own interest. You don't have to remember anything. You don't have to copy anything. You don't have to write it down. It's all there, right? This discussion will be useful to you subsequently, and this will be useful to others also. Don't you want to help others? Don't you want to help yourself? So that's why you have to ask your questions on the forum when you have a doubt. So that's why I've said, please ask your question on the forum. That is faster. It may appear to be slow, but it is faster. Okay? Okay. You can use this in your own teaching. After 3 months, you want to do this, you have a question, you can go and ask. You can go and check, and your doubt is already answered. Answer is present. Right? Use forums for recognition for potential employers. Supposing you apply for a job and you say that, look, I know R. Okay. And somebody asks, how do I know that you know R? They can say, well, I attended this workshop. I answered so many questions of other people. Right? I see many students here. I'm sure some of you would want to make use of this. You would want to put it in your resume, and you want to, at the time of interview, people will ask so many questions about this workshop. I'm alerting you right now. Please take this workshop seriously. They will definitely ask you, what did you learn in this workshop? Then you will have to answer. Not only that, you can say, look, I learned it so much, so well. I answered the questions of other people. Okay. And you can take them, you can give a link to your answer on the forum. Right. So they will say, wow, you have answered this? Fantastic. So that means you have an evidence that you know this software well. You have the evidence, you know how to do some of the things we covered in this workshop, right? So this is extremely useful to you. It may be useful to teachers also. Tomorrow you may be applying for a grant. You may be submitting a project proposal. And you might say, look, I know R. I'm going to do all these problems. And that person says, look, I don't even know whether you know R. How can I give money? So once again, you can say, look, I've been teaching this. I've been teaching this in my college, right? And then you can say that I've been answering questions of students. I've been answering questions that people ask in the workshop. IIT conducted a workshop on the such and such date. I attended this workshop. There were people who were asking questions. I knew the answer. I answered it on the forum, right? Not on chat window, because chat window means it disappears. That's it. Okay. But this is something that you want to use, whether you are a student or a faculty member. This is going to be extremely useful to you. To get project funding, to get awards, etc. Okay, there could be a version mismatch. Of course, this is not a problem in this, so you don't have to worry about that. Okay, only thing you have to remember is in order to ask questions, you need to log in. For example, okay, let me just make it slightly smaller. Okay. So remember, I've not logged in. I've been accessing all of this without logging in. If you're just interested in knowing what already is asked and answered, you don't have to log in. But now I have a question. Okay. So for example, file captaincy is not opening. This person by name Juhi asked this question. Let's open this. Not working. Okay, let's see what the answer is. See this, see the answer? Make sure that the file captaincy is stored in your working directory. Remember, this is why I said that you must extract. The moment you copy, make a copy, then you know exactly what you are using. Okay. So this is something that you want to do. Now, supposing I say, I want to ask a question. See here, there is something called login to add comment. I want to add a comment here. Okay. What does it say? It says, well, actually you have to log in because I want to ask a question. If you want to ask a question, you must log in. In order to log in, you must register. See, for example, here, you don't have an account yet, register. So you must register. If you have already registered, if your password is already stored, it's available here. So log in. Okay. Now let me go back to the previous page and I want to, okay. Oops, I made a mistake, right? Let me say add comment. It wants me to log in again. Okay, okay, I'm already logged in. Maybe, sorry, I have to, already logged in. Okay, for some reason it thinks that I have not logged in. Okay, let me log in once more. Maybe the back button is not working. Okay, maybe that is the reason why this problem is there. So anyway, I have logged in. So let me do that. Say forums and let's go to, there a question on R. Okay, let's select R. And then what did we do? Is it operations? File captaincy is not working. So let me open this, which I implemented. Oh, this is a different one. Captaincy is not working. It seems to be that person seems to have duplicated, right? So let me select this. File captaincy is not working. Okay, here it is. Okay, here I want to add. Now it is not saying login because I have already logged in, right? I have logged in. It says that Kannan, right? I have logged in, so I can ask this question. Please remember to make a copy of this file and use your own copy, right? This will make sure that you have extracted the file correctly. Okay. I'll say please also remember, okay, because what Smita said is correct. Make sure that it is in working directory. That is correct. But this is also important. Make a copy and use it. So let me post the comment. So I posted the comment, right? You rewind. Okay. So there are similar questions in this. And of course, if you won't do this, there are two answers. Is my answer already present? Yeah, it's already there, right? All right, so that's where we are. Sometimes version mismatch is there, so but that's not a problem in RStudio. I think we can do this. I think I'm going to stop here. I have already exceeded by half an hour, okay? But there is sufficient time. What we did is, let me see if I can stop sharing, okay? Professor Radin, sorry, I exceeded the time. Sorry to make you wait. But I thought that this is important because otherwise handling 100 students is going to be a difficult task and we must enforce discipline. Smita, do we have people to help? Do we have TAs?
No, sir, we don't have any TAs, but we have TAs for forum questions.
Yeah, forum questions you have people to
Yes.
answer, right?
Yeah. We will take care.
Are they coming from different places and they will answer?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
On forum, they have logged in and they are actually going to answer our questions. So they are
Yes.
going to help us.
Yeah. How many people are there to do this?
Five.
Yeah. See, this is the nice thing about the forum. 5 people who attended our workshop in the past have already promised to help you to answer your questions, right? So 5 people answering the questions, as soon as they come, you will get your answer immediately, right? Only thing is you must ask at the right place, right? You must go to the right tutorial, you must go to the right minute, and you must ask in the right minute. I didn't show you how to do that. Okay, let me just do that, and then I will end it here. So let me close this. I don't know. By the way, I forgot to tell you, we even wrote a paper on this. See this? Oh, I have to share my screen, right? So you see this, a time discussion forum for novice users and self-learners of spoken tutorials. This is about this forum only. And remember, notice that we have things like how this thing looks, what you have to click, things like that. Whatever I explained to you, it got accepted in the conference. In fact, we presented it in a conference that was held in McMaster University about 3 months ago. Immediately, Journal of Higher Education Theory and Practice, that journal with an impact factor of 13.8, they invited me to submit this paper for publication in that journal, and it got accepted without any change. As it is, it's going to be published in that journal with an impact factor of 13.8, which is very nice. Okay. So I'm going to show you asking question. So now let me use this. Supposing you have a new question to ask. Previous one, I told you how to ask a comment in a previously asked question. Sometimes it is better, right? Somebody asked a question, partly answered, something is still not answered. For example, here I wanted to add something, right? Because this person said CHRL 3HR5, I think it is Digvijay. He said that it is stored in the working directory, but maybe you have not even extracted. So both are relevant. So I added this. Now it is useful to somebody, right? You can go through this quickly. But sometimes you have a new question. So what do you do when you have a new question? So then you have to ask a question here. Okay. And then here you can say, what is it? You can say whatever. You have to select from this pull down menu. You have to use R. You have to select a tutorial. Say introduction to R script. Then suppose while you're watching this tutorial and you have by the way, this tutorial is of less than 15-minute duration, up to 15-minute duration. You have a question at 5 minutes, but before 6 minutes. So you select this and then 5 minutes, let's say before 30 seconds, but after 20 seconds, select this. So you have a test question. So you can ask the question and then you describe it. By the way, title means not your title. Don't say, I'm a student, I'm a research scholar. Don't say that. You say that, you can say test question in the script. Okay. Whatever. You can say 5 similar previously asked questions on our forum. It's already there. So when you type it, somebody comes and asks. Maybe it is helpful, maybe it is not helpful. You can just go and check, because if it is already answered, then why would you post a question? You don't want to post a question, right? So anyway, you can, if it is not relevant to you, let me see, you can open it in the new tab. Open it in the new tab so that you don't disturb this. Go and check. If it is already answered, you can come and close this, browse this tab. Otherwise, you post it here. You type it, whatever this is, okay, and then submit the question. This is what you need to do. Okay, I will not submit this because this is gibberish. I don't want to. Okay, so this is where we are. I will stop sharing. If you have any questions to me, please put them on chat. I will answer them over a period of time. Okay. I still haven't had the breakfast today. So I will go and have breakfast. But I will answer your questions. In the meantime, I will hand over the mic to Smita and then to Professor Radhe. Thank you all for your patient listening.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Professor Kannan. Yeah, it was really well explained. So I think most of the people won't have any doubts, but we are there to answer your questions if you have any.